Why are prices increasing on the China-Europe Express? How does this influence the types of cargo transported along the new Silk Road? And which customers do Chinese booking platforms prioritize? This will be discussed in today's RailFreight Live. Yes, hello everyone. It's Friday, 18 June, and in the studio with me is Hoi Lin-chi.
Hi, Myra.
Hello, welcome. You're the editor of RailFreight Xi'an, our Chinese sister publication, and I think you had a very busy week last week.
Yeah, indeed. We had this event which is called RailFreight Networking Days, and we gathered participants from all over the world, like 27 countries, and we were there to do a lot of networkings and also shared a lot of content. And I got many feedbacks after that from our Chinese audience. Some are even saying, "Oh my God, I missed this event. Where can I see the replay?" So they're really happy with that.
Yeah, so the networking actually worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. So I'm sure we will be doing this again. There were some interesting presentations during the summit, and we are going to show one of those presentations and discuss it a little bit. It's the presentation done by Onno de Jong from Ecorys about why do prices of containers increase. But first, we're going to have a look at part 2 of the China edition, because last week you had part 1.
Yeah, part 1, I talked with 2 forwarding companies. They had many years experience in the New Silk Road, and they were like, now the capacity is so limited, they need to balance the needs of among all the customers, and they say it's really difficult to book the shipping space. But for this week's interview, the speaker from the Xi'an platform company told me it's actually not that difficult to book the shipping space as long as you know the rules behind it.
Okay.
So
So I think it's time to have a look at this second interview from Xi'an.
那今天我们也是有幸请到了西安国际陆港多式联运公司的张潇张总。张总您在吗？
我在。
好的。刚刚两位也提到了说订仓确实很难这件事情，您同意这个观点吗？
怎么说呢？这个确实是现在市场就是比较这个火爆，需求比较大。有存在这种情况，就是很多客户可能每个月拿不到他所需要的仓位数量。但是其实怎么讲呢？就是全国的班列平台公司，他们都有自己的这个叫这个运营的一个策略，或者是运营的这么一个规范吧。然后侧重点不一样。我们作为西安的话，我们西安其实有我们班列平台公司有自己的这个叫保障的这么一个优先等级。如果是我们的后代企业能够了解这些规则，或者是这个我们保障的这些等级这个要求的话，它实际上是能够尽量我们基本上都能保证一些仓位的这样。
您能给我们具体解释一下您刚刚说到的优先等级具体是怎么操作的吗？
是这样的，就是因为现在的班列的这个叫补贴都是当地政府给支付的，所以说我们的首先第一保障的可能是当地的这个货源，当地的这个生产型的企业，这个也是我们所有全国的各地班列平台公司的这么一个，我觉得都是一样的。这是最优先级保障的是这么一个等级。第二个就是我们的一项试铁货高附加值的一些货，这些货其实也是班列公司都比较喜欢接的一些货。然后是第三个呢，就是刚才也提到了，就是区域有明显的这种政策性的引导的一些这个货物，像例如像电商货，刚刚大家也说到了这个问题这个是另外一个就是一定是要在跟班列公司合作，一定是要建立一个长期的这么一个合作关系，对吧？不能在短期大家缺仓位的时候找过来，然后是可能这个市场上有波动的时候，大家又都不在了对于平台公司来讲的话，这样我们也不希望有这种就是短期的这种合作伙伴，我们更希望的是长期的这种合作伙伴。
那市场在这样火爆的情况下，西安班列公司的发行计划会相应的增加吗？这个发行计划是 会受到哪些因素的影响呢？
这个发行计划是这样的，首先是全国的整体的发行计划，现在来看的话是从去年开始吧，应该都是比较平稳的，因为受制于我们口岸的作业能力的影响，还有我们国内铁路和境外铁路的这个叫运力的影响，实际上我们现在中欧班列的整体的这个运力是比较清楚的啊，一年就是13000列到15000列这么一个水平，然后是你说再多发的话，那可能就会造成这个叫时效不好的这种情况，所以说现在是这个运力保障是就是这个蛋糕就这么大，运力就这么多，然后是对于我们平台公司来讲的话，就是从去年开始，全国各地平台公司实际上能够拿到的这个计划数，每个月拿到计划数还是相对比较稳定的，就是每个月可能多几类啊，少几类啊，但是波动都不会太大，因为这个计划是我们国铁集团，然后是根据各地平台公司的这个上个月的发行情况，然后是统一批复的。比如说我们作为平台公司，只能去申请，然后是这个至于能批多少给到你，这个我们也没有更多的话语权。但是就目前来看的话，全国各地的平台拿到的这个班列数都还是比较稳定。
那目前在海运价格疯涨的情况下，中欧班列还是保持在一个相对比较低的一个价位。那你们有没有考虑过通过涨价的形式来调节这个市场的供需关系呢？
这个其实这个全国的平台应该是在6月份吧，应该是大的平台都已经做了一些相应的这个价格的策略的调整。这个是在6月份就已经做了调整了。
具体是什么样的调整？是从6月份开始是吗？
对，从这个月开始。
那这个的目的是为了吸引一些高货值的货品，来提高中欧班列整体的质量吗？
是。
好的。那目前现在西安班列的那个发运情况大概怎么样？每周是发多少班往返？
现在平均是西向的每周大概18列左右，每周，然后是东向大概是每周10列左右，基本上东西向的比例现在是2:1这么一个状态，重载率是100%。我们的这个比例的话，大概就是比去年大概是去年是3:1的这么一个状态，今年是到了2:1，是有所提升的。就是我们那个东向的班列的数量今年是增幅是比较大的。
那从那6月份的这个涨价措施，从现在来看，订单有减少的程度吗？您觉得这个会不会影响到以后中欧班列的重载率的情况呢？
从目前来看的话，我们上半个月的仓位的这个对外的释放情况，没有减少，然后是还是需求还是很旺盛的。但是暂时应该不会影响到重载率的问题。
您是说短期来说不会影响到，对吧？好的。那目前因为中欧班列仓位紧张，其实具体来说是车板紧张，集装箱紧张嘛。那目前境外段的运营商有没有反馈目前车板的一个数量状况呢？是短缺还是充裕？
目前境外段的车板其实一直中欧班列开行以来一直都还是相对比较紧张的，因为早期的这个境外的这个服务商对中欧班列的不了解，可能提供的车板的这个数量保障可能都是有限的，然后是因为疫情的原因，这个运力这个需求大幅度上升，然后是可能让境外的一些这个服务商也措手不及，然后是没有提前预备到那么多车板数。这个而且另外一个原因就是现在是这个境外的有一些这个口岸还是有拥堵的情况，这个也是造成我们这个车辆车板往返使用率下降导致我们车板紧缺的一个重要原因。
刚刚你也提到那个班列的开行计划也是一部分受到了政府补贴的影响。那目前这个补贴对于东西向班列是怎样的一个分配呢？是有不同的比率，还是按照一致的比率来进行补贴？
从国家宏观政策来讲的话，就是现在目前比率都是一样的，就是去程的补贴和回程的补贴都是一样的，就是这个文件也出的比较早。然后是对于 那个各地平台公司来讲的话，可能大家对于这个回程班列的这个有一部分可能通过自己的这个利润呀，或者是别的方面的一些这个费用，然后是进行一些补贴。
那据我所知，以前为了能够更多的开行东向班列，东向班列获得的补贴是相对更高的。您觉得这个补贴那个补贴的变化对东西向班列的平衡有造成什么影响吗？
这个还是有很大影响的，就是特别是现在就是我们因为这个集装箱也比较紧缺嘛，很多货代企业也好，平台公司也好，也是大量的购置了集装箱。我觉得未来东向班列的这个补贴的这个幅度跟力度应该会进一步加大，因为大家因为集装箱在境外堆存的这种情况，特别是各地平台公司都是国有企业，这跟民营企业还不太一样。这个箱子出去以后，你又还必须得运回来，然后这个就是有很大的风险。所以说，我觉得未来可能回东向班列会各地政府跟平台公司可能都会相对应的根据市场的情况制定一些这个补贴的这么一个情况。就我们西安来讲的话，我们西安像东向的这个回程的集装箱，目前的补贴箱贴是要比市场要高一些的，在这里打个广告，欢迎大家使用我们的集装箱。
好的。那刚刚经过各位的介绍，我们也对目前的市场状况有了一个比较深刻的了解。那么我想以一个比较开放性的问题来结束今天的讨论。各位觉得目前中欧班列的订舱方式会对中欧班列的长期发展，来说是利大于弊还是弊大于利呢？我们先从张总开始吧。
目前来讲的话，这个订舱方式实际上，因为这个中欧班列它也不是完全开放的一个市场，它是一个半开放市场化的这么一个市场吧，所以说我们现在目前的这个订舱的方式也好，包括我们采用了订舱的一些设计的一些规则或者是一些要求，也是现阶段情况下中欧班列发展过程中的一个产物。但是我相信随着这个去补贴化，然后这个市场的这个透明化市场化，那我们的订舱的方式可能会更趋近于一个更公平化透明化的这么一个方向去发展。
Yes, and we're staying on the new Silk Road where we got some updates from our partners. In Hungary, East Westgate is currently building the largest inland terminal of Europe, exactly where it expects a lot of China-Europe traffic to go through. From time to time, it is publishing updates on the construction, and we got the latest. Yeah, it's pretty amazing to see that there's currently nothing here, and soon this will be the largest inland terminal, isn't it?
Yeah. So where is it, this terminal?
It's actually on the border between Hungary and Ukraine. So they expect a lot of traffic to go through Ukraine, and it's now all going through Poland or Slovakia. But Hungary wants to have a slice of the pie, as he already mentioned, the pie.
Yeah.
And
so when will this project be completed?
I think, but on top of my head, it's next year. Yeah. So they still have a lot of work to do. But they're updating us regularly about what's going on. And now they still have a lot of sand, but soon this will be a mega terminal.
Yeah, looking forward.
Yeah, me too. Now, last week, we already said we had RailFreight Networking Days. We were in Studio 2, just a little bit away from here, and you were sitting on the table with Onno de Jong and Arie van Dijk, the moderator. And Onno de Jong was talking about why prices increase, first looking at sea and then looking at rail. And you already mentioned it in the interview a little bit. But what did he say exactly about it?
Yeah, we had a really nice discussion on the topic of container prices, and he showed us nice statistics of what is happening in the market and what are the reasons behind it, and how can rail come as a rescue to the global supply chain. So let's take a look at his presentation.
But over the last years, there wasn't so much of a problem. You can see in the graph that up until the early part of 2020, container prices were stable, they were low, container carriers were making huge losses, but then the moment COVID starts, things get strange. First you see indeed a lot of capacity taken out of the market, then you see a quick recovery, and then you see in the end a Suez blockage, and this graph only works up until I think the first quarter of 2021, and as you all might have read, the blue line has gone up at a very vertical pace.
So, sorry, one question about the previous slide.
Yes,
so,
let me get.
So when COVID hit us, it was stable more or less for the first couple of months, like I see in the graph, and then it went up.
Yeah, because it's always you have a normal cycle with Chinese New Year, and they had expected a little bit of a slowdown, and then COVID came, and everybody thought, okay, nobody is going to consume anymore. Factories were canceling orders, so that means indeed it's derived demand that demand for transport also drops.
So prices would go down then, right?
You would expect, but if the reaction of the container lines was even worse, that they took out much more capacity. This is the thing called the blank sailings, that many services were not, but they
canceled.
they were cancelled.
So there's a short, so they just shrink the market.
You would say the next week, Shanghai, Rotterdam sailing, it's not going to be there. We just cancel it. Ship stays somewhere afloat.
So you have supply and demand, and they just shrink supply, and then demand.
If demand is bigger than expected, you get these strange phenomena. And then it's interesting if you look at the prices for rail transport, and our friends from the ERAI, they're I think the only ones who have quite a good price index of transportation via rail, and then it's I think for the Kazakhstan part, the Russian part of the Chinese part, and there you see that the rates they charge remain very stable. At least that's what happens if you look at the picture. It's the 2019 to April 2021 overview, and then you see in the blue line, you see what happens on the ocean lines, and then you think, okay, that's a strange thing. Is this the whole picture for rail?
So this is rail and this is ocean.
Yeah, blue. Red and green is westbound, eastbound composite of rail transport. So with the conditions stated above, and then blue is what you would pay if you would ship via ocean. And then you think, okay, what's the fuzz? And is there money to be made for anyone on the Silk Road? Because you would expect that it communicates.
Now, Hoylin, do you think this is the full picture?
I don't think so, because what you see in the graphic is actually the original prices, which is under control by China Railways. But practically, you might get the shipping space second hand or third hand, so you get a lot of additional charges. So
what do you mean by second or third hand?
Because as you see in the interviews, we have forwarding companies and platform companies.
Right.
So those platform companies don't directly allocate their shipping space to shippers, but via forwarding companies.
Yeah.
But forwarding companies can also give it to another forwarding companies. Then we get a lot of additional charges.
Right. Yeah. So was the real picture another increase?
Yeah, it's also a huge increase in rail. The normal price was around 2,000, 3,000 US dollars. Now it's over 10,000.
Yeah. And is that similar to the price increase in ocean shipping, or that was more?
I think now it's lower than shipping, but as we see in the interview, the price is going to go up from this month.
Yeah, because the Xi'an platform actually also said that the prices did increase. We all did. He wasn't very clear about it, but I think that's what he was trying to say. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we will see what will happen.
Yeah. Okay, interesting. Now, there was this other discussion you were having with Onno about nearshoring, so having your production closer to home. And this would lead to maybe higher prices because China is traditionally known for its low prices. But it could result in lower distances, shorter distances. Shall we have a look first?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
What does it mean for global supply chains? Because we are so addicted to cheap transport. Everybody is used to low prices for these specialty products. What does this mean? Will it change? Will people go nearshoring or what?
Nah, we've heard the nearshoring story now many times, and still I'm looking for the first.
Is it happening? No.
Yeah, but not on the scale you would have expected.
You're looking for the first? Sorry?
I'm looking for the first larger example of a large company actually saying, okay, we're now doing it totally different. We've seen limited examples, but saying, okay, we'll quit our global sourcing strategy and we'll go on a more continental one. I'm still waiting.
But can we say, okay, then perhaps we can just conclude prices are going back to normal? These are normal prices?
Well,
sorry. Oh, you're not.
Wait for it. No, I think
got 3 more minutes.
I've got 3 more minutes. I will be very short. Okay, of course, another topic often to be discussed here. Can China Europe will come to the rescue? Well, partly it did. We discussed already the 1 million TEU achievement. That means rail is seen as a credible and relatively cheap alternative. Many new services. The one to the right, I think, also heavily covered by all the platforms here. So first Nanjing Tilburg shuttle. But
there are a lot of first trains, huh?
Yeah, a lot of first trains, and I hope this one also makes it to a regular service. But I think given what has happened at Railport Brabant, I'm fully confident they've
I think it's good also there's attention for it. Because,
but be aware that in the end you should not dig your own grave by becoming too popular, and then we will have the whole Brest-Mala-Savice bottleneck discussion again. What happens at the Kazakhstan border?
They solved that, right?
Yeah, but it will inevitably come back if we see this very strong demand.
Well, we're going to Poland in September. We're going to talk about it then.
Great.
And I really want to add something.
Yeah.
From what I know, that China is going to increase the price of the trains from this June. Do you think it can make a difference?
That they will increase the price?
Yeah, the price of the train service.
And does that mean that the subsidies are going down? That there's more like a realistic price?
The subsidies is always going down. Mm-hmm. That's the trend. But they are also going to increase the price to attract more high-value cargoes.
I think that would be a good thing because...
To increase the price? Yeah. Sorry. I have to think about that a little bit.
No. That would not be such a bad thing because at the moment you see certain commodities shipped by rail that you think, why on earth should a pair of socks be shipped via rail? It's a true story. A friend of mine sent his track and trace. He said, I'm following now a freight train with my socks. And I thought, why on earth does this have to be on a train? I think it's... I don't know if it's the right instrument to do so, but in the end, the idea behind it would not be that bad.
So what do you order from China, Helen?
Socks.
Socks.
And earrings, those small stuffs which are cheap. And also I'm homesick. Maybe I need something from China.
Yeah. And are those high value goods or they're all low value?
They are low values.
Yeah. And what is then the reason that you ordered from China?
First of all, it's cheap. And second of all, it's like well designed for me. It's more colorful than what I can find in Europe. Yeah.
Do you have them on now?
No, not today, but yesterday.
We should have taken them to the studio.
Yeah.
And what do you think if, for example, this nearshoring is happening? So the local sock producer in China is going to have his factory in Poland, and you can order the same socks, but it's going to be a bit more expensive. However, you saved some CO2 pollution. Would you consider that?
Personally, I would like to do that for the sake of climate change, but also I mean, if you want to relocate the factories, it's not only the factories, also those raw materials. Like you, for example, you're gonna produce socks, and you need cotton probably from Xinjiang, and you have to transport these raw materials. They are also in low value.
Yeah.
So I can understand why there is no company actually doing this. There is a reason behind it.
You think it's because of the products that are there?
Yeah, it's a very complicated and big project to relocate everything.
But sometimes you also see that the company for example, a furniture maker in China would import wood from Sweden to make it in China, and then companies in Europe are importing it again from there because just the labor was cheap. Or is that not something happening?
That is also happening, I guess. That's what we can improve, actually, in a logistics sense.
Yeah, and I think also the consumers, right? It's also responsibility of the consumer. We just need to think more logically about why we're shipping something from somewhere. And
maybe I'm too negative, because I don't think one person can make such a big difference. Yeah. So what do you think? Are you going to do that?
I ordered one thing from China once, and then after that I felt really bad. But that was because I'm writing about it all the time, and I know the distance it had covered, and I was like, did I really order this LOL bus for my daughter? She's not watching it. It was interclass, but actually it was me. And why did I order it from China? Why did it have to pass this whole distance through Kazakhstan, through Russia, just to get to my doorstep? I could have ordered it from Intertoys for a bit more, you know? I felt a bit guilty about it.
But in my opinion, in this process of globalization, every country has its own role in this world. So if we choose to buy everything inside the Europe, then it's going to be too narrow-minded.
Yeah, and we are anti-globalization. Or we just need to find a tube, the Hyperloop tube, which sends everything within 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Or there's soon going to be this link between the USA and Russia, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's interesting. Maybe we wait for that.
Yeah, we hope rail can really come as a rescue for the whole supply chain.
Yeah. All right. Now, we have another event. We wrapped up the RailFreight Networking Days, but we have another one coming, and that is the one in Poland, in Łódź, on the 1st and 2nd of September. We're having the RailFreight Summit there. And what are we doing at the RailFreight Summit, Hoylin?
In RailFreight Summit, we will go to Poland, first time physically meet our counterparts in this industry.
Yeah.
And we will talk about the latest developments of what is happening, mostly in Europe, but also in New Silk Road.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we also... Yeah, the most important thing is we are going to hug each other again.
We're going to hug each other. We can physically meet you again, and we are really looking forward to that, because we haven't met each other for a year. So hopefully we're going to see you all in September in Łódź. And for now, this is the end of the show. Please don't forget to subscribe so you'll be notified of your next edition. And for now, have a good Friday. Goodbye.
Bye.
En ook u kunt hier zitten, want deze coronaproof studio is te huur voor uw congres, vergadering of webinar. We hebben alle techniek in huis om u hierbij te helpen. Kijk voor meer informatie op promedia.nl. Ik zie u graag in onze studio.